Hello and welcome back to RBY Pokemon Challenges. My name is Teo and we're taking another randomized run at Rival 5 of Silph Co to see which Pokemon can beat him on minimum battles. You know how this goes. Every week we use the RBY Pokemon Challenges website where we have 3 random Pokeballs and we will find out what Pokemon we get based on your comments. You guys have been absolute legends with this, adding the memes to help us choose our Pokemon. We've gone through a ton of memes here. We started out with the Pokemon Center. Then we got leftovers. And now finally we've got a right meme. A big thanks to Ken Schmidt for dropping this one. Rhydon. Right on the money. Ken Schmidt, you are brilliant. Thank you so much for that. This week, we're going right based on the comments from Andrew Palmer and Ken Schmidt. So let's see what Pokemon we get. In the right Pokeball, we have Arcanine. Oh yeah, that's awesome, guys. This is my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. Bar none, Arcanine is... I think it should have stayed a legendary Pokemon. The fact that they changed it away from being a legendary is kind of disappointing. But in the Pokemon anime, there's a plaque in the Pokemon Mansion, I think it was, where they had the 3 legendary birds and Arcanine. Arcanine was supposed to be the 4th legendary Pokemon. Now, let's see what we missed. If we had gone Pokemon Center today, we'd be taking a Starmie run. That's a pretty awesome run. I'm looking forward to when that one comes up. And finally, if we'd gotten leftovers, oh guys, Execute, that is probably going to be one of our hardest remaining runs, to be perfectly honest. Even with max DVs, I'm not entirely sure it can get through. So with that being said, we're going to take our Arcanine and I'm going to get set up over here. In the meantime, just a little reminder for you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this to your friends. We're doing a ton of new content here. I'm actually planning in the next week or so to re-release our original Brock Minimum Battles series. The reason for that is because the first episode of the Brock Minimum Battles series is still my most watched video, but that was 6 months ago. I was just getting started out. I was using webcam for audio, and it's just not even watchable in my personal opinion. I want to get out new content and get it in a way that people are actually going to enjoy. But we're also going to add something for you guys, the veterans, the OGs, the people who've been with me this whole ride, because I'm going to be adding in 0 DV runs against Brock. That's right, we're going to be taking all the Pokemon that beat Brock with max DVs, and then we're going to be taking a second run in each video with them on 0 DVs. And that's going to be really, really interesting. I can tell you already that there are some surprises coming in this series. I'm working on the exact format, but make sure that you like and subscribe so that you get that video next week. With that being said, I'm going to get set up over here, and I'll see you in a couple seconds. All right, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we have today our Arcanine. Arcanine is, as I said, my favorite Generation 1 Pokemon, and it's easy to see why it's such a great Pokemon. Look at its base stats. It's truly a pseudo-legendary in every sense of the word. Now, its special attack will be lower in Generation 1 because it has 80 base special in Generation 1. There's no separation between special attack and special defense. But with that being said, all of its stats are solid. Now, we don't really get much of a learn set to talk about. It's another Stone Evolution Pokemon, just like Cloyster last week. So they don't really learn any new moves after they evolve via Stone Evolution in Generation 1. And its TM list is also kind of limited, especially because of the fact that we're not going to be able to get Body Slam. We will still be able to get Hyper Beam down the line. We've already got Dig, which is going to be one of our strongest moves throughout the entire game. And Fire Blast will be coming at some point. but we may have to look at some moves in order to build out our moveset more. Moves like Reflect, Double Team might come into effect late in the game if we get really stuck somewhere. Toxic might be a strategy at certain points in the game, especially if we're using Dig a bunch. We might be hitting the opponent with Toxic and then using Dig. We'll just have to see what kind of strategy we can work out. With that being said, let's get into the action, guys. So here we go. We have our game loaded up, and it is time to go. So we have already gotten Dig with Arcanine. That was part of the strategy, was to use Dig on Misty and basically use our good attack stat in order to take her out. So we still need to go south to Vermilion City, and we need to fight Lieutenant Surge. So let's get that out of the way. Now, a big issue that we're going to have with our Arcanine is the fact that it is part of the slow level up group. Being a slow level up Pokemon means that it's going to be at a much lower level than a lot of our other challengers going through this race here. And it's going to be much more akin to Cloyster in the last episode, where it's not going to have a lot of levels gained between here and the rival. So we're just going to have to see how it goes. Right here, I think we're just going to use Ember, and it's perfectly fine. And here, again against Spearow, I think Ember, and it's definitely Dig against a Pokemon like Rattata, or Eradicate rather. So now we are going on down to the SSN, and let's go fight Rival 3. Here we are, Rival 3. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to start off with Ember right there. It's Dig against Rattata. We're going to Dig against Sandshrew, and we're going to Dig against Eevee. Yeah, that wasn't too difficult, guys. We have such good attack that we can basically just use Dig to our advantage here. Let's go ahead and let the SSN sail away, and go ahead and make our way over to Lieutenant Surge. Now it's just time to see, can we beat him outright just by using Dig? Let's find out. So here we go. Dig is not a one-hit KO, but we take 2 attacks from him and we still get through. So fortunately, even though we don't have great defense with Arcanine, it was enough to be able to get through that fight. Let's go ahead and make our way through Rock Tunnel. So this last should be no problem. We're fire type. She's got only grass type Pokemon. Yeah, I think we're just going to take them out fairly easily. Okay, being put to sleep sucks, but... Okay, we get poisoned, so... Let's decide how we want to deal with this, because we've got just a bug catcher here, and he should not be too difficult. I think we can just make it to the Pokemon Center, and we don't even need to go back and heal. So we're taking that route, and there we go. Yeah, no problem. And it's onward into Rock Tunnel, and unlike some other fire types, I don't think we're really going to struggle here with Arcanine. And the reason we're not going to struggle is because we can just use Dig on a lot of these Pokemon. So we're using Dig and Ember, Dig. There we go. We get through the Pokemaniac. It's another one where we absolutely want to use Dig. Get through. Perfect. Ember here. I'm just doing it to save time, basically. Because, yeah, it's not really going to affect the rest of our runs. I mean... Okay, and we're going to get through this last, I think, without too much difficulty. And there we go. We are now through to Lavender Town. And let's go ahead and try Rival 4 right here. But before we try him, I'm actually going to go down and I'm going to pick up the Swift TM just to have it. it could be a useful move at some point in the game, especially if we're up against a Pokemon that likes to use Dig against us. So, yeah, let's just see how that goes. But here we are. It's time to go ahead and try this rival. Dig against Magneton for sure. I think we're going to dig against Shellder. Sandshrew is definitely a dig, and Eevee, dig. Oh, it's not a one-hit KO with dig against Eevee. That's kind of surprising. But we do get through, and I think we can go ahead and fight the Gambler too. Because, yeah, dig is just our strongest move at this point in the game. Now, I do think we will try to take out Erika immediately upon reaching Celadon. I mean, we have a type advantage. She's not really going to have any strong moves against us. I mean, she'll basically be using Acid with her Pokemon. Here we are. We are going to go straight to Erika because I don't think she's going to be too difficult, especially for a Max DV's Arcanine. So here we are. We're going to start by using Ember on Execute. Easy, easy. And now we are in front of Erika, and it's time to try to take her out. So here we go. Ember for the win right there. We're going to keep spamming Ember against Weepinbell and against Gloom. And there we have it. No trouble at all. We get through Erika on the first attempt. So, with that being done now, we can go ahead and go through the Rocket timeline. So if we get really stuck, we might need to come back here and look at some of those TMs from the game corner, in which case we're just going to have to buy a bunch of coins. So we'll keep that in mind. We're not going to do that just yet, but getting Hyper Beam later on could be part of our strategy. And a Pokemon like Zubat, I think we just try to burn it with Ember. There we go. But here we are, Team Rocket. I'm using Dig. It's really the best strategy with Arcanine at this point, in spite of the fact that it's Fire-type Pokemon. And against Giovanni, it's more of the same. And yeah, we can just use Takedown because Takedown's 90 base power, and you know, if we're running out of digs, then that's the way to go. So I'm just enabling the cheat to make it so that we don't have random encounters, just because I don't really want to run into a bunch of wild Ghastly. Again, it's just about time, guys. Our Arcanine is not going to have anything bad happen to it from running into these Pokemon. It's just, for now, we have gotten through to Marowak, and yeah, Marowak could be tough if we were at a lower level, but fortunately we are able to take it out with no issue. And this is the last encounter with Team Rocket, where we are going to just dig, or it's not the last encounter, it's the second to last encounter, but we are able to take them out very, very easily. And there we have it. We have the Pokeflute. This is where things get a little bit interesting, because if we are not able to beat the rival right away, before I go double team, the next step will actually be to go fight Koga, because Koga's using bug type Pokemon in this version. So we might have a legitimate chance of getting through him, even though we're at a lower level. We'll just have to see. So here we're going to dig against Arbok and just take it out. But now the rival. Let's see how it goes here. Against Sandslash, I think the only move is Dig. And we get poisoned, which is not great. And now we have to deal with Cloyster, who also can use super effective moves against us. And I think that tells us everything we need to know right there. We're not really strong enough to go through the rival at this point with our Arcanine, even with max DVs. So instead, let's take advantage of the fact that we can go south to Fuchsia City. So here against Koga, first we have to take out these jugglers. They're pretty easy, I think. We just need to use Dig a bunch of times. A Pokemon like Kadabra is not going to stand up to Dig very well. And there we go. We get through the first juggler with really not too much difficulty. And we might even go fight Blaine if we can and see if we can get our hands on the Fire Blast TM to take into future battles. So here we are using Dig. And there we go. We get through the second juggler. Again, it's not really even a challenge. We're at Koga. Let's try this. The first question is whether it's better to hit him with Ember or if we should be using Dig. Now, the good point is that we're not particularly weak against his Psychic type moves, but we have taken Toxic. And yeah, that took us out pretty quick. Let's just see if Dig is stronger, and it is. It's significantly stronger. Like, we could get some critical hits and take these Pokemon out, possibly. Okay, but being hit with Toxic is not good at that point. Never mind, those are with critical hits. We're not doing that much damage, so I'm actually going to go back to using Ember. Okay, so that's not working. What else can we use here? Well, there we go. We have enough coins. Let's pop over here. And we're going to get the Hyper Beam TM. And we're going to replace Takedown with Hyper Beam. And with that being in place, let's try Koga one more time. Because we now have a very logical strategy against him. And that is to use Hyper Beam over and over again. So, first Pokemon, Hyper Beam is not a one-hit KO. Oh my god. So it might really be our Hail Mary shot against him. Okay. This is another one where we've gotten through. Okay. This is looking much, much better than the last run. Oh, and we couldn't hit him. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, there's just nothing to do there. Looks like Hyper Beam is about a 2-hit KO on his Venomoth. So if we could somehow get 2 Hyper Beams off on it. And there we go. We get 2 Leers off and then Hyper Beam, and it was enough to be able to get through. So we're going to go ahead and get out of Koga's gym. Yeah, Arcanine faints. Yes, technically we should lose half our money, but we don't really have that much money left, so that's not too bad. So now the question becomes, okay, with Hyper Beam, are we able to get through the rival? If we are, then we can just end this right here. Otherwise, the next step is actually to go fight Blaine. And Blaine will allow us to get some additional levels, possibly. Plus, we may be able to get access to Fire Blast. And that may be what we need in order to get through. Anyway, let's try this run right here.
So, okay, Hyper Beam does not allow us to get through Sand Slash. And here, we're going to use some Leers. And yeah, Clamp is just game over for us. So, okay. Okay, we do get through Cloyster that time. Dig is not going to one hit there, but Dig does get us through, and there we go. Not an easy run. In fact, one of the more challenging runs, but with everything said and done, we are through with Arcanine on minimum battles. Now, we could have gone full on double team in order to try to get through. We could have tried Reflect at certain points, but ultimately it comes down to the fact that we were able to get through on minimum battles, which means up next is Giovanni, and then of course onward to Sabrina. So there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. So how did we do? Well, we have another Pokemon through the rival, but that one was probably the most difficult run outside of the Bulbasaur one, where we were intentionally breaking the entire game. That was actually a big challenge, and it makes me really nervous when we come back with 0 DBs. How is Arcanine gonna do? Is my favorite Pokemon gonna be knocked out of this challenge? Is it gonna be able to beat the entire game? Maybe Double Team and Rare Candies are gonna come into it. We're just gonna have to find out in the next episode, but you guys know what you have to do. Same as every week, make sure that you comment. We have the memes going, guys. We have the Pokemon Center. We have Rhydon. We have leftovers. If you have a different idea for a meme, drop it in the comments and let me know. Anyway, this has been RBY Pokemon Challenges. I've been Teo. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Your black market love me. She checked her halo at the barroom door. As the night bleeds, masquerades, ya no puedo resistir to amor. I know the evil games that you're playing. The way your eyes fall just like a flame. It'd be a sin just to know your black eyes on the red moonlight. Let's shoot some stars in this neon night. Now it's a black market love, babe. She checked her halo at the bedroom door. Ya no puedo vivir sin ti, como me duele el amor. Yes,